Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and try and build upon the constructor that we made and constructed, I guess, and maxed in the last YouTube vid. We're going to try and turn him into a Demi Constrictor. We'll see if we've got enough SP to do it. We've got 86k gold at the moment, so we're going to have to build a second constructor, max that, fuse them, and we'll see how far we get through to maxing the Demi. That's the plan today. We need a little bit of luck on the actual maxing of the component parts for the second constructor, because I am actually missing a part that I need. If we look at the fusions, take a look at the Demi Constructor. Oh, there he is. There's Demi Constructor. You can see he needs two constructors. We've got one from the last YouTube vid that we created and maxed out. And we need the second one. So to build a constructor we need a demon, the genetics pit, and an apex. If we take a look at the cards that I've currently got, too many cards, we can see that there is a vanilla apex ready to go. So we're going to need to max this. And you can see over here the appalling apex overdrive that really needs to benefit from a non-fuse button, but hey ho. So we're going to max this up, and I believe that we've got somewhere kicking around. There they are. 4 demons, so we'll take one of those, max that out as well. But I am missing the genetics bit. So hopefully we get lucky as we're maxing out the apex and the demon and draw genetics pit. Unlikely to happen, but all is not lost. In the store at the moment there is a solo card for the princely sum of $6, which is about £3.50, £4, something like that in GBP, that will give us a genetics pit. So if we max the apex and the demon and don't get a genetics pit, which we're highly unlikely to, we'll go ahead and buy this card, and that will come with some war bonds. So we've got 75 war bonds down here, and comes in at level 4. So we'll reduce some of the SP need, not a lot, because you still got the 75 and 150, I think, but we'll, every little bit helps, as they say. So that's the kind of plan. Buying a card, I mean, why am I doing this? We've got the second Brawl coming up on Friday, and I'm basically preparing for that. We've got the constructor. I did well in the last Brawl, I felt. I went into the last Brawl, which was last week, I think, without the constructor, so I was running sort of this deck minus the Storm Maiden, minus the constructor, and I was getting pummeled. Go away. Admittedly, they had kind of mucked up the matchmaking, in my opinion. They were running off of BR, and it was frankly abysmal. I'm a free-to-play player. I mean, sure, I'm going to buy a solo card. I might do that once a month, twice a month. That does not a whale make. I buy these occasionally. Do not buy these, and I do not buy these. The thing is with those two boxes, if we take a look at this, I don't even know what these cards do, to be fair. You have to buy this 4 times, I think. Do these quad up? They might quad up. They probably quad up and create just monstrous cards. But you have to buy this box out 4 times to get quads. And, I mean, it's 60 war bonds a pop. 60 times however many cards there are. That's lots. Times 4 is more. I think that little box by itself takes 2 of these, and you can see the sort of prices that people are playing. And that's the small one. When you start looking at this box here, you're buying this out, and you're spending just a huge amount of money to get these. So I am classed as free to play, and you just suck it up and you punch above your weight, you use your SP correctly. You kind of do better than some of the whales who just don't bring the synergy to their decks, and I'm happy with that. Yeah, sure, I'm not going to get top 25 or top 50 or top 200 or something, but I'm happy with that. How do you compete? Well, it's activity versus wallet, basically. You got to pump. I mean, I've been asking a couple of the last YouTube vids, how do I get so much gold? And really, it is just all about hitting that arena every 25 minutes for the battles, as they sort of count down. Do that over 25 minutes, 19 hours a day, until you get what you need. And then you kind of slow down a bit, because otherwise you're going to burn out. But you get your gold, you make what you need take a rest. So free to play deck, but I do need to keep it competitive. So I'm going to have to beef it up a bit. Like I said, the matchmaking on the last one was just truly abysmal to start off with. The trouble is that they based it largely on this BR. The trouble of being a highly active free-to-play player, grinding all the time, 25-minute arena hits for 19 hours a day, is that you kind of artificially inflate this BR. I'm not really 180k. 180k is a Wales, and in the first 7 to 10 matches, I think I was just facing double tested citadels and just got absolutely walloped. Changing the matchmaking in the next Brawl, they're running it as a sort of elo system, which is far better in my opinion. We'll see how we do. I mean, the last one, I sunk down to rank 2000, and by the end, last day, I think I was ranked 4000 with 20 games in hand, but I had my full deck by that point and kind of got a little bit lucky on the last 20 matches, but came in, I think it was 460 or something like that, which is pretty good. Yeah, they've removed the button that used to show the rank. I do have a picture here. So yep, rank 460, which I was pleased with. I have no idea how the next ball is going to be. They've taken out the background effects, which is cool, so it's going to be deck against deck. And I'm kind of getting ready for that. So that's the plan today. We're going to go ahead and try and build the constructor, fuse the constructors into a Demi Constrictor and see if we can't max that. But why am I doing that? Well, having done some simming over the last couple of days, the jump from just having a constructor to a Demi Constrictor is absolutely massive. For those that don't know, simming is a program that allows you to play many fights against your deck of various sort of enemy decks, if you like, to see how it performs. And you can optimize your deck depending on what sim you use to work out the best card order, to work out the best cards, to test different variety of cards, and to sort of plan your SP spend, because it's all about putting that SP in the correct place to build your deck. That's the bottleneck in this game is the SP, so you have to make sure you're spending it very wisely. So simming is kind of almost a must. There are lots of different sims. I mean, there's ones that work for mobile devices. This is Tyrant Sim. I think it's for Android and iPhone. I'm running it in BlueStacks here just so that it gets a bit more oomph from the computer and doesn't drain the battery. This, it's good for a quick sim, but the primary sim of choice is the optimizer. I use it in the command line. There is a GUI that comes with it, but I like the command line just for the sort of control that I have over it. In fact, I'll sort of go ahead and show you how it works very quickly and why I've chosen that Demi Constrictor is the next best move, if you like, for my deck, especially ahead of the Brawl on Friday. So the sim, you kind of download it off. It's in the forum. If you need a link, do give me a shout and I'll pass you over the link. But it's easy to find on the Tyrant Unleashed forum on Congregate. And what you essentially do, I'll go ahead and do it, is that you tell it a starting deck to use, and that is defined over here in I think it's custom decks. There you go, my deck. So I'm telling it just use these 3 cards and my commander as the starting deck, and from there it's kind of going to grow the deck based on what it's fighting. Then you tell it who you want to fight. In this case, the GT 150k. So that's 150k BRs as at, I think it was the 1st of July, so it's a fairly up to date list. I actually extracted them from a different simulator, and they are also in custom decks. And I've got a post up on the forum with this list, so you can just sort of copy and paste it into here and it'll all work. But these are the sort of decks that we're looking at. So lots of RT spam, lots of pay cards, and then you kind of group them up with this command here, which allows me to type the GT150k over there. What we're going to do then is say that we want it ordered, so it's going to be played in its best card order, taking into account the 3-card rule in your hand. We're going to go for GW, which is Guild Wall, which effectively turns Surge mode on. So the opponent goes first, I go second, which is really tough when you're fighting 180k BR decks, which is why it was quite a nightmare in the last Brawl. You can tell it to climb. You can tell it to sort of sim just the cards that you give it, but climb is actually going to work through the cards that I define here in own cards. So it's going to work through this side deck to work out what I should be putting in to fight this sort of group of players. And normally I would tell it to do sort of 10k or 5k fights per opponent to work out the best deck, but I'm just going to go ahead and sort of do 100 today just to let you see how it works. And you can see there it's working through. It's up to sort of 11%, 15%, 15.2% surge rate against those decks at the moment. And we'll continue to run, and this is based on the current deck that I have. I think I've got, let's just double check that, yeah, Constrictor there. So sort of let that run. It's getting up to the 21 area at that point. Let's just take points. And get that out of that. Oh, defeat. Oops. Didn't want to do that, did I? So there you go, it's run there. We've got 21% on the optimized deck. This is what the order that it's actually put Starformer in. I know that that's not correct. This deck is about 22%, and if you put it up to 5k, it will work out that these cards are better than this card. It's because it's on 100 plays, but it gives you some sort of idea of your decks of 21. Now, what I'm going to do is copy that. And this is how I do it. I do a variety of different sort of deck construction sideboards, if you like, changing one card at a time to see what direction I should be taking my deck in terms of SP. So we're just going to comment those out. We're going to change this to possible deck Demi, and we'll turn U into a Demi Constrictor. Save that, and rerun that. And we'll see if it does better under the 100. So it was about 21, 22. We know, and look, we can see that we're already up to the 27s. So that's a massive leap in terms of percentage, particularly under Surge. 29's coming through. And I think when it's run under a 5k or a 10k, it's about 32%, which is a massive sort of step change from the 22 area. So that's like I say, there's a GUI for this that you can use. Just to make life easier if you're not sort of okay with this. I like using the command line because I like the control. But that's why we're going for Demi. That's kind of the direction that I'm taking my deck. After that, I'll sort of go away and sim for a bit more and see, is it worth making a black rock, or I do want a demon of flame, but I need another 2 of these. I can make 1 at the moment, and I want the quad, so I need 2 more of those. But and basically see what our next project is. Actually, want to sim that as well. See how that does the upgrade of that. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start sort of spending gold. We'll see how we do in terms of getting lucky on the genetics bit. I'll probably speed this bit up because the last thing you guys want to do is sit there for 20 minutes while I see what I get my Well, that's actually the second epic that we've got. I did notice while I was kind of away with the daisies that we got a Xena mothership. There's a Aegis there. We did get, I think, another one of these to go with my 7 of those. Kind of not really worth it at the moment, but we'll see what the new fusions come out with. As you can see, I'm a bit of a hoarder. So it's 2 epics. So far, I have to say it's been a pretty abysmal run. Even the SP amounts are low. A little bit concerned that 39.5k isn't going to be enough to go all the way with the Demi Constrictor, but we'll see how we do. So I'm going to speed up again as we buy more cards. Pretty much getting to the point now where we're going to have to go ahead and buy the genetics pet, make the constructor, and just see how far we can get out of this. There you go, there's a third epic coming through, Iron Maiden. Really that should just be SP, but I am just going to hold on to that to see exactly what the new fusions are. That goes along with the Iron Maidens and whatnot. So 2 in total vanilla, and obviously the quad in the deck. So yeah, that's 3 epics, that's getting better. Still no legendaries or not a huge amount of epics on videos thus far. I will try and record a legendary drop. It's just not happening while I'm recording. The RNG gods are against me. Okay, so off we go, buy more cards. Okay, so that's interesting. There's the legendary drop. You ask and it gets delivered. Legendary drop, another Apex. That's not the worst legendary drop that could happen. Do I kind of hunt another 3 and get a second Demi? Who knows? But yeah, I'm okay with that. It's not the worst. So 1 legendary, 3 epics, not great amount of sort of SP coming through, but yeah, can't complain ever when you get a legendary drop. Not as a free-to-play pair. Every one of those is treasured, and this one just happened to show up on the recording. So all gravy. Quite happy with that. And I think we are getting to the point at which I need to go and buy the genetics pet. So I'm going to do that on my tablet, because just because I feel more comfortable buying it in my native currency, which is GBP. Big up Tyrant. And off to the store to buy the experimental pack. £3.64. There you go. Not sure what kind of exchange rate that is, but whatever. Stick the password in. Probably got the password right. And that should be the genetics pet. So if we reload Tyrant Unleashed in the web browser, and take a look at our deck, hopefully find the thing found. There he is. Genetics pet, level 4. You see the WB gone up a bit. So like I said, I haven't ever bought war bonds. It just comes from the solo cards, and then every now and again I will use this on a relevant this one. If I was hunting another Apex, this is the sort of thing that I'll be buying. I never buy these. 4 cards, 1 guaranteed epic or higher. That's kind of, yeah, that's pounds. 100 weapons, no, thank you. That I don't even know what that is. Why would you do this? But yeah, this one's okay. The sort of solo cards add up eventually. 3 Xeno cards, all guaranteed epic, and it's got a decent drop rate for legendary, so it's a good way of hunting specific faction sort of cards. So yeah, that's what I'll buy if I was hunting sort of another Apex. But let's go back and have a look at our spanking new genetics pet. And at this point, where was he? We should be able to upgrade that all the way through. And come on over to our fusions, because we can get our second constructor. Okay, everything maxed. Demon genetics pet and Apex, and we'll go for the fuse and the psychedelic colours. But we want some sort of rave music or something. I'll show my age. Rave? Does anyone even rave anymore? Probably not. Okay, so constructor got. Now we need to max this so that we can pour both of them into the construction pieces for the Demi Constrictor. So back to the upgrade, we've got 116 in hand, so we're going to need to sell some more cards. I am concerned about this. I don't think we'll make it all the way through, but we'll see how we do. So I'm going to go and buy some more cards. Okay, at this point we have enough to go through the actual maxing of our new constructor. Where is he? There he is. We'll take him all the way through, and then we can go and look at the psychedelic colours of the Demi Constrictor. Okay. Over to the fusion tab. And there we go. Finally, first Demi Constrictor. Taking the 2 constructor parts, each made up of the Demon, the Genetics Pit and the Apex. This one maxed in my last video, and it could be great to max this one with a little bit of help from the wallet for £3.64. This one, and let's do it. Yeah, I know, that's fine. And boom, there you go. Demi Constrictor. Now let's see if we can take him through and max him. We've got 11k left. He's actually, where is he? He's in my deck, isn't he? Oh, isn't he pretty? All the eyeballs and tentacles, that's great. Okay, so we're sitting on, I think, 69 SP. Let's continue to go and buy cards. Oh, okay, so 4th epic. That's not a bad little run, actually. Well, it's been a little bit light on the silver cards for the SP. We've had an Apex and 3 epics now. The Blood Pool, what did we get? the Aegis, the Xeno mothership, so 4 epics. So yeah, not a bad run at all, to be fair. That's kind of irritating. So we are about 55 out in terms of maxing out our Demi Constrictor, but we made it. We had some pretty decent drops. The Apex came through, which was great. I'm going to show these as we're looking at them. So we've got a new vanilla Apex, and you know I'm gonna think what to do with that. We'll see what comes out, whether it picks up a new fusion, or what. I mean, God, wouldn't it be nice if they released an unfused button? No, give me 3 Apexes. It's nearly another Demi, but anyway, we can dream. So the Apex came through for us. We had, what else did we get? I think we got another one of these, a Xena Mothership, which is cool. And I believe we had another Iron Maiden. And of course the Aegis, whatever you want to call it. And finally, I think we had another Blood Pool for 4. So not a bad little run. A little bit of SP work left to do to bring the Demi up. Doesn't it? Nice. Look at that. These stats, man. Counter 7, 28. And people all 3. Evade 4. That is just gorgeous. You can see why it jumps to the sim up so much. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, then yeah, that's fine. And I'll be putting out more vids like this in the future. I know a lot of you want to see brawls, so I'll try and record the first of the cycle of brawl fights that occur on Friday, get those uploaded and show you how the new Demi Constrictor performs. It'll be interesting to see. So signing out now. This has been Hardcore.